She sat on a freezing sidewalk, hands trembling, wrapped in a torn U.S. Army jacket. Her sign read, "I once served this country. Now, I just want to eat." A sleek black Bentley rolled to a stop in front of her. The driver didn't move. Then the back door opened, and a man in a charcoal suit stepped out, eyes locked on her. His voice broke as he whispered, "It's you? Mom?" She looked up slowly, her cracked lips parting. "Do I know you?" He knelt down, trembling, tears streaking his face. "You gave me up when I was a baby. I thought you were dead, but it's you. I know it's you." The world watched as a billionaire collapsed into the arms of a homeless woman. And 1 week later, when the DNA results came back, they didn't just confirm a relationship. They exposed a secret buried for 33 years.
The sky over New York was iron gray, and the wind had the kind of bite that crept under collars and turned breath into fog. People walked faster in this weather, heads down, eyes averted, earbuds in. Nobody noticed the figure curled near the base of an old bus stop on 49th Street, just 3 blocks from Rockefeller Plaza. She wore a U.S. Army jacket, old, frayed, sleeves rolled up over gloves with holes in the fingertips. Her sign was handwritten in black marker. "I once served this country. Now I just want to eat." Her name was Lena, though no one ever asked. She hadn't always been like this. There was a time she'd taught music to second graders, played violin in church, worn lipstick and gold earrings. But life hadn't just knocked her down. It had erased her until the moment that black Bentley stopped. Tires squealed slightly as it pulled to the curb. The back door opened slowly, and a tall man in a custom-fitted suit stepped out. His shoes crunched the ice. He stood still for a moment, staring at the woman hunched on the sidewalk like he was seeing a ghost. His name was Eli Donovan, 33 years old, tech mogul, self-made billionaire, Forbes cover boy. To the world, he was brilliant, charming, and dangerous in business. But right now, he looked like a broken little boy. He knelt down in front of her, ignoring the cold seeping through his slacks, ignoring the whispers from bystanders pulling out their phones. "Ma'am," he said gently. Lena looked up. Her eyes were a pale blue, tired, distant, but sharp. Her cracked lips twitched slightly. "Do I know you?" she rasped. Eli's throat tightened. He pulled a photo from his coat pocket, creased, worn, stained at the edges. It was of a younger woman holding a newborn. The photo had been in his foster file since he was 6. It was all he had left of the woman they said abandoned him. "I think you do," Eli whispered, his voice trembling. "This is you, and this is me." Lena stared. Her eyes welled slowly. "I had a baby boy once," she said faintly. "They told me he died." Eli leaned forward, hands shaking. "They lied." Silence. Around them, traffic moved on. Pedestrians paused. TikTokers recorded, sensing something viral. But Eli saw only her, the woman who haunted his dreams, the woman he thought he'd never find. "My name is Eli," he said. "I've spent my life searching for you." Lena didn't respond. She blinked as if trying to absorb words that felt too heavy, too strange, too good to be true. "I'm taking you with me," Eli said. "We'll get you warm, safe. I need to know." Security stepped in, trying to move her gently. She resisted at first, afraid, unsure. Then Eli knelt again, placed his own designer coat over her shoulders and whispered, "Please, just trust me," for 5 minutes. That night, the two of them rode in silence through glittering Manhattan, cameras flashing from sidewalks. News vans followed. Headlines bloomed like wildfire. "Mysterious millionaire claims NYC beggar is his long-lost mother." "Rags to riches and back to rags. DNA test to reveal truth in 7 days." But none of that mattered to Eli. Not yet. In his penthouse, 48 floors up, Lena was given a hot bath, clean clothes, and a bed with silk sheets. But she slept on the floor that first night, curled in a blanket. When Eli found her there in the morning, She looked up, eyes vulnerable. I didn't want to wrinkle the pretty sheets, and she said. Eli's heart nearly broke. The next few days were a blur. Eli arranged for a private doctor to run the DNA test. Results would take 7 days. In the meantime, he sat with Lena every day, brought her tea, let her watch old game shows on his giant TV, showed her the tiny wooden elephant he'd kept from his first foster home. "Do you remember giving this to me?" he asked. Lena stared at it. "I used to collect elephants," she murmured. "Said they never forget." "Neither do I," Eli replied. On day 3, Lena asked, "Why me? What if I'm not her? What if I'm just a sad old woman who looks like someone you lost?" Eli leaned back, staring out at the skyline. "Then maybe the universe sent me the wrong mother, but the right second chance." By day 5, the internet had made Lena a celebrity. Some believed her. Others called it a scam. Former foster kids posted TikToks saying, "I wish someone like Eli was looking for me." Talk shows debated it. Psychologists were invited to analyze Eli's behavior, but no one truly knew what he was feeling. He just sat, waiting for the truth, hoping the past could finally give him peace. On day 7, a silver envelope arrived. Eli stood in front of Lena, heart racing. "You ready?" She took his hand. He tore it open. His eyes scanned the paper once, and his face changed. Jason moved Diana into his Manhattan penthouse. She slept in the guest suite, too overwhelmed to believe what was happening. "I can't be your mother," she kept whispering, staring at the marble floors, the crystal chandeliers. "My child. My baby was taken from me in the hospital. I was told he died." Jason didn't want to raise his hopes too high, but the resemblance, the scar, even her laugh matched the memories in his heart. He sent a DNA sample for urgent testing. While waiting, he introduced Diana to his assistant, his housekeeper, even his board of directors on Zoom. The public was divided. Some believed it was staged for attention. Others called it a miracle. But Jason didn't care. For the first time in decades, he felt like he belonged. Late one night, Diana walked into the study where Jason was working. "If I am your mother," she said, voice cracking, "will you forgive me for not being there?" Jason turned around, tears in his eyes. "I already have." The next morning, the results arrived in a sealed envelope. Jason held his breath and opened it. 0% biological match. The world turned upside down. Jason was stunned. "There must be a mistake," he whispered, staring at the paper, but there wasn't. Diana saw his face and immediately tried to pack her things. "I knew I didn't belong here. I'm sorry for the confusion. Thank you for everything." Jason stopped her. "Number, you're not leaving. I don't care what the test says. You're still the closest thing to family I've ever had." Then came a knock at the door. A woman in a lab coat from the DNA agency stood there, panting. "Mr. Whitmore, we made a mistake. The first test was swapped. We retested." She handed over another envelope. Jason's hands trembled as he opened it. 99.98% match. Mother and son. He looked up at Diana, stunned. You are my mother." Diana collapsed into his arms, sobbing uncontrollably. I told them you didn't die, but no one believed me." It turned out Diana had been institutionalized for years after childbirth due to trauma. The hospital told her the baby didn't survive, but he had been adopted out through a corrupt system, one Jason only escaped through sheer luck. The revelation exploded on the news. Jason, now more than a millionaire, a son reunited, stood with his mother at a press conference. "This is not just my story," he said. "This is every forgotten child's story, every mother who was lied to, and every person in society left behind."